Game notes will be ready by Wednesday. So we'll make sure that those are available always 4 days before game time. So. All right, there he is. All right. All right. Well, again, welcome to week 1 of the XFL 2023 season. Battlehawks preparing to head to San Antonio for Sunday's 2 p.m. matchup on ABC against the Brahmas. And here's your head coach, Anthony Becht.
Hey guys, what's up? How we doing? Sorry, I didn't hear the beginning intro there. If I was supposed, you wanted me to start off with a comment or something, but I just had the volume down.
It was probably the best intro I've ever given, Coach. It was fantastic. So I don't think I could duplicate it again. But yeah, if you want to give an opening statement, it's your first week here of the regular season.
Yeah, no, obviously it's a tough assignment when you don't have any film. They don't have any film of us. We don't have any film of San Antonio. We basically go off of the coaches and what they've done in the past. From our standpoint, there is no film anywhere of what we've done, which is great for this first game, where we could kind of dig in and we talked about this the other day about, some of their staff and where they've been the last couple of years in calling plays. So personnel is also tough as well, because when you're watching personnel, you're not watching it off of what they're doing in their system. You're watching what they've done in another team, whether it was a preseason in the NFL or in another league or XFL 2020 or college, depending on where these kids came from. So, we built a bunch of those things out now. But again, it really comes down to us and what we do. We do have an extra couple days with week 1 with the guys. Today is kind of a bonus day. We'll go out there and practice and put some preliminary things that we have on to the actual playing field and practice those things. But again, I think that right now we're healthy. We feel good about our lineup, our depth chart, and we think, heading into this game and we get through the practice week, that we'll be in good shape for our game against San Antonio.
Awesome. All right. Again, I'll remind everybody, if you've got a question, give me a wave or put that little hand up in your box. Andy Carroll over at Scoops, you get to start it off today. Go right ahead.
Sorry, I had to find the unmute button there. Coach, thanks for doing this. Quick question. Last week you referred to that defensive side of the ball, your linebackers, your safeties, as the strength of your team. What do you hope to see out of them on Sunday?
Honestly, I just want to see him fly to the football. I want to see that team speed on defense. We practice every day, every player tagging off, getting to the ball carrier, the pass catcher, whoever that may be. But I just want to see, violence at the point of attack and get there with, bad intentions. And I think that's across the board. That's the mindset and culture we're trying to really portray from a defensive standpoint. You can always get past maybe not quite being in the right spot as long as you get there fast and you bring it. So one thing we've been working with the defense every day is that pursuit drill and making sure that they understand, the tempo which we play. We can set that tempo from the first snap, but really, having 11 guys get to the football, that's something that needs to show up, when you're watching it as a fan on TV. And then, of course, when we pull the film out, that all defenders are getting to the football. If we do that, we have a really good chance. And, we don't want to, we want to not allow explosive plays. So, the ability to do that, get to the quarterback when needed, and then obviously on those rundowns, really penetrate through and get those tackles for a loss and not giving up those big plays. The team speed is going to be important.
Coach, last week you talked about, I think you phrased it, your recruitment of AJ McCarron. You had to kind of convince him to sell yourself to him. Tell us through that process, and how did you sell yourself to him? Why are you and Bruce such a good fit for him?
Yeah, when we were kind of looking over the 100 quarterbacks we looked at and figured out what we want, we felt like having a guy that's got some NFL experience, a guy that still has a lot of tread on their tire, even if they were older, and someone that was driven and maybe still has a chip on their shoulder. AJ, obviously, speaking with him, had a fantastic college career at Alabama, 3 national championship games, winning 2 as a player. And then when he got to the NFL, for whatever reason, circumstances, whether it be roster, injuries, the timing, where, he couldn't be that true guy. And I just felt like, after his last year with the injury and now bouncing back, there's some unfinished business for him. And that was the sell, really. The sell was, giving him a platform, allowing him to start in this league, be the best quarterback. And we wanted a quarterback that, quite frankly, we've seen the Philip Walkers over the year and the Jordan Ta'amus and the Taylor Heineke's, their skill set, the guys that can extend, move around the pocket, use their legs. We wanted to go the other way. I'd say, all right, we'll give our quarterback, let him use his football IQ at the line of scrimmage so he can get us in and out of things. He can change things. He can speed up the tempo. He can slow the tempo down. Having that extra coach on the field, but, he's got a live arm. He can make all the throws, and then he's got a chip on his shoulder. And then the last, really, the key is, he's got young kids that in his family, 3 boys that, haven't really seen him be the guy. And that got him kind of fired up and excited about this process as well. So can't wait to see him play and put it together, and this should be exciting.
All right, let's move over to Pat Ruffino, XFL News Hub. Go right ahead.
Hey, good morning, Coach. Once again, thank you. Sticking with quarterbacks, can you break down the whole Ryan Willis eventually being released, and how much of a connection with Dave Buller's ties to ASU was the reason why you guys brought Manny Wilkinson?
Yeah, well, like I said, we looked at 100 quarterbacks. Manny's been on our radar since we saw him at the show before the showcase in Arizona. We had him down in Tampa for our private workout, and we kind of gathered 5 quarterbacks that we felt, okay, somehow these guys fit in our space. It's just a matter of which 3. We liked all of them. It's just we decided to go with Ryan and Nick and AJ to start it off, and again, everything you saw in them, it was close. It was just a matter of how that would transfer to understanding the playbook and the verbiage and spitting it out and all those things. So I think from top to bottom, obviously with the 3 quarterbacks we started with, we just felt like, Nick and AJ were really a little bit more equipped from top to bottom, and it really comes down to just, can you deliver the verbiage of it, consistently. And it's hard now. You got players that haven't been in this system, haven't heard this stuff before, college guys, different leagues. But the goal is for these quarterbacks is to be NFL ready and do it the way the best in the world do it. So we wanted to kind of make that opportunity for them to kind of go through that process and learn those things. And then of course, Manny has experience in this system. Like I told you guys before, it's a hodgepodge of the West Coast hybrid, LA, the Rams and the Green Bay Packers, and Gruden with the Raiders when he was there. Manny has that LaFleur system, so he can jump right in and be fluent on a lot of these things very quickly. So that was something we had in our back pocket as well. It's like, okay, well, let's see what we have here. There's clearly a talent level with the first 3 guys that we had. And then from there, if we got to make adjustments, we know we can fall back in a certain area and fill our roster and still feel good about it. So we like all 3 guys. Like I said, if we had 4, we liked all 4. Like I said, when you look at 100 guys and you whittle it down, you got to feel good about what you see. And that's what we have right now with Manny, AJ, and Nick.
Yeah. We'll have an official release coming out later this morning, guys, on Manny Wilkins, but can tell you he spent the 2019 season on the practice squad with the Green Bay Packers. So again, new signing, that'll be going out, so you have some more information on that, but obviously now you have the background from Coach. So Mike Reeves, you're up next, my friend.
I'm just kind of wondering, can you kind of explain to us what you see from the players in terms of energy, enthusiasm? It's a lot of guys that are getting a chance to play right now that, maybe didn't know they would get another opportunity. What do you kind of see from that here in the early going?
Yeah, Mike, I'll tell you, they've meshed well. We don't want any fake enthusiasm, right? We want guys that are hungry to play, have fun. These guys love practicing. They bounce around. We really got the gauge to see that early in training camp, midway through when we had our scrimmage versus Orlando. Guys were fired up to go out there and excited about making plays. And when we did team run exercises 7-on-7, there was a lot of excitement for each player. These guys have bonded very quickly over the past 5.5 weeks, and I just feel like there's you got to be able to instill that in the culture of your team and make sure guys buy in, because not everybody is a guy that gets excited in those certain ways, but guys that are competitive, guys that attack what they're trying to do every day and want to be great and see the results and see how good this team can be. I I think the thing that I get from every guy is, coach, we really think this team's got something, and that gets them excited every single day in practice. So I do see it. You're going to see it in the game. Listen, you only get 10 of these things, and you got to stay healthy for all of them. That's all that's guaranteed for you at this point. So, I told these guys, man, if we were just starting the season in January, we'd already be in week 6. That's how quickly this thing goes. So we got to try to maximize every single game, every single week, and these guys understand it. And I think you'll see that genuine excitement, play to play, quarter to quarter, game to game from this football team.
What was your follow-up, Mike?
Following up on that a little bit, your excitement, your enthusiasm, the coaches, I can sense it kind of just watching and talking to you this morning. But what is that level for you guys too? Because same thing kind of applies. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, just got passionate mix of coaches that just love what they're doing. They love being out there. We got guys that have played this game at a very high level that understand how to coach and communicate, that players get excited to be around, and they get excited when they see players do it right. Genuine enthusiasm every single day. We have fun. We know when to push the buttons. We know when to enjoy ourselves. We know when it's a serious moment. And those things have to be sometimes dictated on by coaches on, where you're at, because, it's like, okay, you got to be serious in these moments. You got to have, it's a business when you get on those white lines, but you got to understand, you got to have fun with this process. And, our coaches get it. I let these coaches go out there and teach it the way they know best, but they also, they played most of these guys played at a very high level and understand what it takes day to day to really just embrace the process and have fun. So I promised these players when I drafted them, I'd get them the very best coaching staff that I could find that was available to me. And I feel like I've done that. I really put my staff up. I've been around a lot of coaches over my career. And just, to me, we got coaches that, have done it at the highest level, coaches that understand it, and coaches that, are quite frankly being recruited now to go to other places in the NFL. And, those are the type of coaches that I want around my players, and that's what they get. So it's been exciting, and they definitely have a lot of energy, and I don't ask them to bring it. This is just when they enjoy what they do, you treat people right. That's the kind of energy you get, Mike, on a day-to-day basis. So if you love your job and you like what you're doing, the environment usually dictates what, kind of the way everybody in the climate's going to act and be like.
All right. Joe Lyons over at the Post-Dispatch. Go right ahead, buddy.
Hey, Coach, how are you this morning?
Good, Joe.
Talk a little bit about the nervous, I don't say nervousness, because obviously the excitement that building up this last week. I mean, I'm sure you've got everything ready to go. Is it hard to keep these guys kind of under control and before the weekend?
Yeah, I think you have to. Have to kind of control your emotions because, to me, and the things that I've been telling the players is, we're, ultimately the game's going to be won on Sunday, but we can really get a step ahead and win the game on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And that's just an important part of just my career and understanding as a player, the certain levels of each day and how important they are. And you have to be reminded of that. I have to tell them, told them yesterday, told them today, things they need to start thinking about, whether it's, maintaining their body, getting their mind, ready, the mental side of it, the steps it takes to get to that point. Some of these guys have a lot of experience, played in a lot of league, played in NFL games. Some are coming from college. They don't know how to study, watch film, making sure they ask the right questions, ask the questions, right, wrong, or indifferent. They have to have answers, and we have to be able to deliver those answers for them as well. So, is there nervousness? No, I think nerves are kind of like you feel the buildup, but as you prepare for your opponent and you start understanding the task at hand, things start to calm down and become easier. And I think that's our job as coaches each week, is to make sure that they have all the answers they need. So when you get on the field, man, like no matter what they bring, you're going to feel confident what you do. Now we can showcase their skills, their talents, their speed, and make them play at a level that, quite frankly, that they want to show and prove to people that have doubted them through this process that they can do it. And that's our job. So, that starts early in the week. If we can get those things going, Joe, and they can feel good about it. I always felt like as a player, if you knew and understand what you were doing, that when you went to the game, you get those butterflies, that's natural. But once the game starts to get going, you have a good understanding of things. You play a lot better and you perform a lot better.
Thank you.
All right. If anybody's got a follow-up question, let me know. Coach, before we let you go, Lakeem Williams is going to be doing a Zoom call later today. I know you've spoken about him before, but just for people who are unfamiliar, can you share what he brings to the defense?
Yeah, a ton of speed, violence, between the lines. He loves the game. He's passionate about it. But off the field, he's got a great personality, mild spoken, great teammate, excellent leader, high character. He really checks all the boxes you want to have on the football field. And I'm excited to watch him play. We got a feel and a gauge of all these players and what we think they'll do, but ultimately they have to go out there and do it. He's got a lot of preseason experience in the NFL. He's just been close. And at this point, to me, he's an upper level guy in our league. And, getting excited to watch him on Sunday and see what he brings to the table. But he's just a great human being and a really talented player. He's very smart. And really, again, just everything you want from a guy. But he can play fast now and play violent, and that should show up on game day. But you'll get some good smiles from him, and he'll have some fun. But when we hit that field, man, he is going.
All right, Coach, we'll let you get back to the preparation. Appreciate the time. We'll check in again on Thursday. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Here you go.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you back
Brian.
at noon for Lakeem. Thanks. Bye-bye.